On to the next unboxing now. As you can see, this is a package from the world of books, and this, according to my list, is the 5th unboxing as a whole in this massive multi-part Underworld update. So what book could it possibly be? Without further ado, let's dive into this parcel. You might be able to tell what it is already. Once again, this is another Bernice Summerfield Virgin New Adventure, and it is the anti-penultimate from the range, Return to the Fractured Planet by Dave Stone. And as a matter of fact, out of all of the Bernice Summerfield Virgin New Adventures I'll be showcasing in this video, this is, as a matter of fact, the first one I have actually had arrive to me. Anyways, this is my first Bernice Summerfield Virgin New Adventure to arrive to me, and it is the anti-penultimate from the range, Return to the Fractured Planet by David Stone, or Dave Stone. So without further ado, let's take a look at the presentation of this Doctor Who book. We have Return to the Fractured Planet, Dave Stone, Fred Gambino's autograph down there, with a wonderful sort of piece of cover from with a wonderful sort of illustration by Fred Gambino for the cover. You've got some skulls down there, sort of rocky landscape, also against this sort of very sort of sci-fi, futuristic, almost Castlevania-like city, with this guy and some sort of big kinky-looking circle thing. And then we have the spine, Return to the Fractured Planet, Dave Stone, NA. And then for the back, we have the synopsis. Cover design is by Slater Anderson. Cover painting is by Fred Gambino. The New Adventures is an imprint of Virgin Publishing Limited. The original UK and US prices, science fiction, and the barcode. And now for the synopsis on this Virgin New Adventure, Bernice Summerfield adventure. Return to the Fractured Planet. I gazed up at the smoking hole the bomb had made, and then I realised something was wrong. Benny lay beside me, slack and tangled like a discarded rag doll, unnaturally pale and unbreathing. She was dead. Nothing is ever simple, and nothing ever ends. Feed some drugs to a laboratory rat, and 200 generations down the line, the monsters start being born. The fragile stability of the Delum quarantine has been compromised, and something has escaped. Now a man in the incipient stages of identity collapse, and the dying Bernice Summerfield have to search the Byzantine cities of the Proximum chain for an entity that killed his lover, and her friend, an entity that will turn the chain into its own version of hell. N.A. Dave Stone lives in London, writes books, and is in no way whatsoever connected with white, straight, right-wing evangelists from Tennessee. And now for the interior of this Doctor Who book, we have N.A. Return to the Fractured Planet. The New Adventures Return to the Fractured Planet, Dave Stone, N.A. And then there we've got a contents of this Doctor Who book, with various copyright guff there. And as you can see, it's quite interestingly laid out. As you can see, you've got backgrounds and stuff there, and sort of supplementary extracts and stuff, which should be interesting. So this is overall a 238 page long Doctor Who Bernice Summerfield book, spread across 11 chapters and 11 background mini chapters, as you can see from the sort of contents page here, with 2 epilogues. And then for the back here we have advertisements for other books in the Virgin New Adventures of Bernice Summerfield. Oh no, it isn't. Dragon's Wrath, Beyond the Sun, Ship of Fools, Down, Deadfall, Ghost Devices, Mean Streets, Tempest, Walking to Babylon, Oblivion, The Medusa Effect, Dry Pilgrimage, The Sword of Forever, Another Girl, Another Planet, Where Angels Fear, The Merry Shoe Extrusion, Dead Romance, Tears of the Oracle, and then there we've got coming soon for the final 2 Virgin New Adventures as a whole, The Joy Device and Twilight of the Gods. And then there you've got like a little contact address for Virgin New Adventures. So yeah, I don't know a terrible lot about this book, or much at all about the Bernice Summerfield New Adventures, but the blurb does sound very interesting to me, and I do look forward to reading this book. David Stone is quite a unpopular, I guess you would say, Doctor Who writer as a whole. To put him into sort of perspective, he's like Paul Mars but on drugs, which is kind of hard to do because Paul Mars is pretty much already on drugs, but you get what I mean. I love Paul Mars's book Mad Dogs and Englishmen, and I think that's just a great book, and I like the sort of psychedelic writing it has to it. And admittedly, I did start reading Dave Stone's novel Sky Pirates at one point, and admittedly I actually quite liked what I read from that. I didn't finish reading it or anything like that for whatever reason, but I did enjoy it from what I read, which was, I think, was about 40-50 pages. So yeah, not really got a lot else to say on this. It just seems like quite an interesting Doctor Who book to read, and the synopsis itself does sound quite interesting, with the sort of sound of a collapsing world and the death of Benny Summerfield. So yeah, I do look forward to reading this, and you know me, this is probably bound to be reviewed in the future. But anyways, on to the next unboxing, and I think the start of part 3 of this massive Underworld update. Hello everybody, this is Vertical Blank here, and welcome back to, well, another one of the unboxings in this massive multi-part Underworld update. So without further ado, let us begin. This is one I got from America, and I'm not quite sure which one it is, so let's just open it and find out. Alright then, the book that's in this parcel is the Bernice Summerfield Virgin New Adventure, The Joy Device by Justin Richards. So without further ado, let's take a little look at the presentation of this Doctor Who book. So we have The Joy Device, Justin Richards. We have some sort of big citadel type building on these sort of rocks, and more rocks there with an angel, all sorts of water and stuff, and nice sort of futuristic sort of sci-fi building in the background there with a planet. And then for the spine we have The Joy Device, Justin Richards, Thrift Books, NA, quite a good American seller. This is, I once bought a non-X Library, oh shit, no, keeping that on, non-X Library hardback of the Aztecs from Thrift Books once for only £4, I think. And then for the back we have the synopsis, be about Justin Richards, original sort of sticker from America, barcode, cover design, cover painting, and then there you've got the original US and UK prices and what genre this book is, science fiction. And now for the synopsis. The Joy Device. Nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes. It's worse than Samuel Beckett. Benny has had enough. Enough of the angst and the headache. Enough of Jason and the others. She needs a holiday, and so she's heading to the Eastern Rim, as a part of the galaxy where there is still a frontier and adventure to be had. She's packed her trowel, she's off. Her friends are concerned. Drug barons, warlords, criminal cartels and outlaws have fled to the Rim from authority and order. There's a distinct risk of getting into trouble, not to mention life-threatening peril. It's not so much that Benny might come to harm, she might find she likes it out there. But Benny finds the Eastern Rim almost suspiciously ordinary. No violence, no action, no excitement. So when she is asked by a shady curio dealer to help him find Dorfeld's prism, it seems just another cursed relic to recover before retiring to the bar. In a place this dull, nothing dangerous can possibly happen, can it? Justin Richards seems to be making a habit of writing novels when he should really be doing other things, but yet other things are always less fun, so what's the sticker? And then for the interior of this Doctor Who book we have N.A. the Joy Device, Dedication, The New Adventures, The Joy Device, Justin Richards, N.A. And then there you've got various copyright guff, and then the start of this Bernice Summerfield Virgin New Adventure. This is a 243 page long Bernice Summerfield New Adventure spread across 15 chapters with no prologue or epilogue. And then there we've got also in the New Adventures just advertisements for all of the sort of Virgin New Adventures that there is, as you can see in there. And then there you've got a coming soon there. This is the penultimate Bernice Summerfield Virgin New Adventure and Virgin New Adventure overall that there was ever published, and the final one was Twilight of the Gods. So yeah, I don't know a terrible lot about this Doctor Who Bernice Summerfield Virgin New Adventure in particular. Justin Richards is always meant to be a sort of safe writer when it sort of comes to the books. I think occasionally he or she does sort of go out of their comfort zone, but for the most part I've heard that Justin Richards is more of a sort of safe sort of writer, and if he or she wrote Dreams of Empire, that is a good book in my opinion, and I did enjoy it, so I should enjoy the Joy Device as well, so hopefully I derive some joy from it. Blurb sounds pretty good, but yeah, I will be reviewing this book in the future most likely for the Skulls General Reviews Month Event 2. So yeah, and there was that, the Joy Device by Justin. Alright then, on to this unboxing of this massive Underworld Updates multi-parter on the third part thingamadoodah. I have a sneaky feeling as to what this is, and I think I do know what this is. I was right. This is the opener book for Series 4 of the Lethbridge Stewart books, which is no other than Night of the Intelligence. So yeah, so without further ado, let's take a look at the presentation of this Doctor Who book. So we're from the classic era of Doctor Who up at the top there, Lethbridge Stewart, the Lethbridge Stewart logo, Night of the Intelligence, Andy Frankham Allen, forward by Mark Jones, and then there we've got the sort of embodiment of the Great Intelligence, I'm assuming, one-off character from this book, one of the Tibetan monks, and Professor Travers from the Web of Fear there. And then for the spine we have the Lethbridge Stewart logo, Lethbridge Stewart, Andy Frankham Allen, and then the Candy Jar Books logo there. And then for the back of this Doctor Who book we have a quote from Doctor Who magazine, synopsis, a extract from the cover, and then cover by Colin Howard. Visit candyjarbooks.co.uk, barcode UK and $8.99 and US $12.95 original prices. And now for the synopsis. The Brigadier is such an integral part of Doctor Who mythos, it seems right and proper he now has his own series. 3 men feel the pull of the Great Intelligence. 1, Professor Edward Travers, who was once possessed by it, plans to return to Detton Monastery to clear his mind of the Intelligence once and for all, but he never makes it. The Vault wants him, but an old friend is waiting in the wings to help. 2, Owen Vine, who carries the seed of the Intelligence within, is in Japan on a pilgrimage to cleanse himself of the taint he feels in his soul. Soon a happy reunion takes place and Owen learns that past friendships are not what they seemed. 3, Brigadier Lester Lethbridge Stewart, who finds himself haunted by the spectre of his brother James, who refuses to stay dead. The stage is set for the long, dark night of the Intelligence. a series of novels from the classic era of Doctor Who, starring Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart and Anne Travers, based on the characters and concepts created by Mervyn Haseman and Henry Lincoln. And then for the interior of this Doctor Who book, we have Lethbridge Stewart, Night of the Intelligence, based on the BBC television series by Mervyn Haseman and Henry Lincoln, Andy Frankham Allen, forward by Mark Jones, a Candy Jar Books Cardiff, a Russell and Frankham Allen series 2017, and then there you've got various copyright guff and dedication, and then there you have a forward, and then there you have the start of this Doctor Who book. This is a 273 page long Doctor Who book spread across a prologue. Let's have a look here. An epilogue and 16 core chapters, and it's also spread across multi-parts. Like, it's like one of those sort of chapter inception things where like there's like different episode parts within the same sort of story, such as like you've got part 4 here, From the Mind Are Derived All Fears and Immeasurable Sorrows, then there you've got chapter 13, and then at the back there you've just got a little bit at the end, just a common thread by Andy Frankham Allen from Cardiff, April. And then there you've got available from Candy Jar Books, The Life of Evans, a Lethbridge Stewart spin-off adventure. And then there you've got coming soon from Candy Jar Books, Lethbridge Stewart, The Daughters of Earth, Day of the Intelligence, a Lethbridge Stewart spin-off adventure. Lethbridge Stewart Times Squared, which I reviewed, Lethbridge Stewart Blood of Atlantis, and Lethbridge Stewart Mind of Stone. So yeah, this is an absolutely gorgeous Doctor Who book. As you can see, I love the sort of lilac-y, sort of purplish colour to it. I think it's a stunning looking Doctor Who book, and the blurb itself just sounds absolutely incredible. It sounds like a fantastic Doctor Who book, and it sounds like a great way of celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Great Intelligence, which is explicitly stated in advertisements on their Candy Jar site that this is the 50th anniversary Lethbridge Stewart Great Intelligence novel, if that makes any sense. Well, I suppose it's a 50th anniversary for both of them in a way, because Lethbridge Stewart, or the Brigadier, first appeared in the Web of Fear. Oh, well, Lethbridge Stewart first appeared in the Web of Fear. He obviously wasn't the Brigadier then, he was Colonel Lethbridge Stewart then. So I guess in a way it's the 50th anniversary for both of them. But yeah, I was really impressed with Andy Frankham Allen's opener to the entire Lethbridge Stewart range, The Forgotten Son, which I've used this comparison before, but I'll use it again. The Forgotten Son is like the if to this what if. What if the Web of Fear was doubled in length from 6 parts to 12 parts, like what happened with the Daleks' master plan? That's my basic analogy on the Forgotten Son. It's basically an aftermath, like part 2 novel to the Web of Fear, and I think it's absolutely great. With a great sounding blurb and a good writer at the helm, I would say this seems like it's going to be one hell of a 50th anniversary book for both the Great Intelligence and Lethbridge Stewart.
Right then, on to the final unboxing of this massive multi-part Underworld update. Yeah, it's all come to a conclusion here. And today, or for this section, I will be unboxing one of the rarest items in my collection. How rare is it compared to my hardback of Peculiar Lives, you ask? Very close. This is, a matter of fact, the second rarest Doctor Who book in my collection. Only 400 copies of this book were done. What book could it possibly be? Without further ado, let us begin this unboxing. Very happy to own this, and as a matter of fact, I know very little about the book. I'm just really interested in reading it and having it for my ever-growing collection of a certain range of books. and no, it's not Time Hunter, as I have completed that technically, even though I want to search for Time Hunter, the Child of Time. Even though I have the audiobook, I'm still on the hunt for a physical copy of it, even though I should have the audiobook by this point. I say by this point because this is the very first part of this Miscellaneous Madness, or not Miscellaneous Madness, Underworld update two-parter I'm recording, the very first sort of unboxing. Let's have a little look here. Just gonna move. Yep, that's it in there. I don't really know a terrible lot about this book. As I said, I've only ever seen a picture of one. I've only ever seen one picture of the physical book, which was of the eBay listing that I have. So I don't know if this has like autographs inside it or what's the deal with this, but either way, I'm very happy to have the limited edition Lethbridge Stewart spin-off novella of, if I can get it out, The Life of Evans. Yes, what's really interesting about this Doctor Who book is that throughout 2017, Candy Jar Publishing are going to be, well, publishing 3 spin-off novellas to the Lethbridge Stewart book range. All 3 of these novellas are only limited to 400 copies each, and other than that I don't really know anything else about them, other than that this contains one main core novella story and one short story within it. All of these novellas that are going to be released throughout 2017, there's only going to be 3 of them, are released with a strict print run of only 400 copies each. So yeah, pretty rare book. This was released on the 31st of March. The next one, The Flaming Soldier, which I also hope to get, is going to be released on the 31st of July, this month that I'm recording this video, or clip. And then the final one, The Night of the, no, not Night of the Intelligence, Day of the Intelligence, will be released on Halloween, 31st of October. So yeah, I don't really know too much about this novel, other than it's only limited to 400 copies. So without further ado, let us take a look at the presentation of this Doctor Who book. So we have a Lethbridge Stewart spin-off adventure from the classic of Doctor Who, The Life of Evans. John Peel with the sort of main sort of cover piece with a train, Evans a one-off character from the story I would imagine, and sort of Stonehenge with a lovely bit of sun there bursting out of the background. Then for the spine we have The Life of Evans, the unit or sort of Lethbridge Stewart's logo there, John Peel Candy Jar. And then for the back we have sort of another sort of bit of that sort of whatchamacallit, sort of triangular, or not, sort of square pattern, with the sort of more light rays sort of bursting out of it, with Lethbridge Stewart, The Life of Evans, John Peel set against that. Then there we've got the synopsis, and includes a bonus short story, Time and Again, by Robert Manmone, which is the short story that I was talking about, based on the characters on concepts created by Mervyn Haseman and Henry Lincoln. Is that a misprint? As you can see right there, that makes no sense. Based on the characters on concepts. Is that supposed to say and concepts? That is really weird. But anyways, without further ado, let me read off the sort of synopsis of this novella. Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart cannot work out what to do with Private Gwyneth Evans. A resignment to Imber is in order, and a whole new training program under the watchful eye of Captain Younghusband. Evans soon makes a new friend in the shape of Private Tommy Godber, but things soon take a sinister turn when Evans finds himself the prisoner of a strange alien intelligence, the spearhead of a new invasion. Before it continues in its plan, the alien seems oddly curious about the life of Evans. With the sort of exterior presentation out of the way with, let's take a look at the interior of this Doctor Who book. So we've just got a few blank pages at the front. The Life of Evans, a Lethbridge Stewart spin-off adventure based on the BBC television series by Mervyn Haseman and Henry Lincoln. John Peel, featuring Time and Again by Robert Manmone. Candy Jar Cardiff, a Russ on Frankham Allen series, 2017. Then there you've got various copyright guff there. And then the start of this novella with sort of a title page, The Life of Evans, and then the start of this novella. This is a, let's have a little look here, 99-page long novella spread across 8 core chapters, a prologue and an epilogue. And then at the back there we have Time and Again by Robert Manmone, or Manmone I think, which as you can see is a sequel to Time Lash, or a story set after Time Lash, which is quite odd. And then they've just got the short story within there, and the short story itself is, let's have a look here, let's just do 18 pages long. And then as you can see, it's to be continued into that, Travers and Wells Book 1. And then for the back, we have coming soon from Candy Jar Books, Lethbridge Stewart, Knight of Intelligence, which you should have seen me unbox. Mind of Stone, which you saw me showcase earlier. And then Blood of Atlantis, which you also saw me showcase earlier. So yeah, and then there we've just got the back of the book. So yeah, and that was the final unboxing of this Underworld Update 2-parter, a very rare limited edition Doctor Who book, Lethbridge Stewart, The Life of Evans, which is a limited novella published by Candy Jar, only 400 copies of which were done. Alright then, to recap this collection insanity, we have the Seeds of Death Special Edition DVD, the Phantom Films audiobook release of Time Hunter, The Child of Time. For books, we had The Dalek Generation. Moving on to spin-off Doctor Who books, we had Torchwood, The Men Who Sold the World. For all of the Benny Summerfield novels that I've showcased in the past few videos, Oh No It Isn't, Beyond the Sun, Walking to Babylon, Oblivion, Dry Pilgrimage, Another Girl, Another Planet, Where Angels Fear, Dead Romance, Return to the Fractured Planet, and The Joy Device. For Lethbridge Stewart books, I purchased Moonblink, Blood of Atlantis, Mind of Stone, Knight of the Intelligence, and of course the extremely rare limited edition novella hardback of The Life of Evans. And that pretty much concludes this massive Underworld Updates 4-parter. An absolute ton of merchandise, as you can clearly see. Very happy with what I have managed to accumulate over these past few Underworld Updates, especially all of those Benny Summerfield books, Life of Evans and others, including finally a somewhat satisfactory copy of The Child of Time. So yeah, so like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I hope to be reviewing most of this sometime in the future. But yeah, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pitch got blank.